Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the SpaceX Starlink 10 launch. Weather is looking good, launch vehicle is looking good, and we have a projected launch time of 10:33 p.m. or a.m. I'm sorry. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning. If you're new here, my name is Chris Bakley. I'm an astrophotographer from New Jersey. Astrophotographer just means that I take photos of the stars, but I also love to share these space adventures here on YouTube and Facebook. Today's launch is going to be the 10th mission for SpaceX's Starlink satellite constellation. Let's show it really quick. Let's see here. The Starlink constellation is a constellation of satellites orbiting Earth that will give the world global Wi-Fi. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you'll be able to have Wi-Fi. So incredibly cool. We're going to be watching the 10th launch of this constellation. They're going to be launching 58 satellites today. Let's go to my screen here. All right. So welcome everybody. We should, like I said, we should be just about T minus. I don't have a T minus yet. We're just waiting on SpaceX. Make sure everything's good. Perfect. Good. But while we're waiting, let's go over a few things. So today's mission, they are going to be recovering the fairings on these two huge boats off the coast of Florida. The rocket fairings are what protects the satellites during the ascent through the atmosphere. So these two fairing halves will separate once it gets close to orbit, and they will make their way back to Earth, and they will try to catch these fairings on these two huge ships, and we'll be watching that. We'll also be watching them land on the drone ship, as we normally do, the first stage booster. We'll be watching that land today, and we have satellite deployment at around T plus 12 minutes. So we're going to stick around. We'll see if we can get some satellite deployment footage for you guys, because that's always incredibly cool. It should be really similar to everything that we've covered before, so it should be pretty straightforward, and yeah, it's going to be great. What am I forgetting? I think that's it. Any questions? Hey everybody, thanks for joining. I see a bunch of you out there. I know it's early. Well, 10:30, 10:20. I know it's early for a launch, but you know what? We go live no matter when these launches are. If they're late at night or early in the morning, we like to go live and share it with you guys. Well, me. I like to go live and share it with you guys. So yeah. We're just waiting on SpaceX to go live. And then we'll see if we're good for launch. But we should be good for launch. Weather was looking good just about 15 minutes ago, and the launch vehicle was looking good. So we are just waiting. It's 10:33 a.m. is the projected launch time. And as soon as SpaceX's live stream goes live, we'll go over the launch vehicle and everything like that. Let's make sure we've got chat up. Perfect. We're good. Unfortunately, I did have a live stream fail during the Ariane 5 mission last week. Unfortunately, there was nothing I could do about it. I lost internet. And here we go. That's in the past. Let's move forward. Let's do this. I'm going to move it back to my main screen for just a second. Make sure we have mission control audio up, on, and up. There we go.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 18th, and you're looking at a live view of Falcon 9 as it awaits its 10:31 a.m. Eastern Time.
10:31.
From pad
Okay, I was 2 minutes off.
At our Cape Canaveral launch site in Florida. Hello from SpaceX headquarters in
Good morning,
Hawthorne,
Jake.
California.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Kate
Welcome.
Davis, and I'm a senior certification engineer.
Oh, hi,
at
Kate.
SpaceX. You're watching a live webcast for our 11th Starlink mission. This morning's launch represents a
Starlink 10 though. The 10th
mission of
official
2020,
launch.
our 90th
The first one was a
Falcon 9
test.
mission, and the first time for reusing a booster for the 6th time. To date,
Oh, yes, we have to talk about that as
600
well.
Starlink satellites to orbit. As a reminder, Starlink is a constellation of satellites that can provide high-speed, low-latency internet all over the globe, particularly in remote or rural areas where connectivity is limited or completely unavailable.
Let's pause that for just a second, the audio. So we're T-minus 9 minutes and 30 seconds until launch. Weather's looking good. The launch vehicle's looking good. And we are ready. But let me go over the rocket since we do have those beautiful visuals up for you guys. So the rocket is basically made up into 3 portions. We have the the fairing right here, the 2 fairing halves that protect the satellites through the ascent through the atmosphere. We have the second stage right here, and then we have the main stage, or the main booster right here. As Kate just said, that this is going to be the 6th time that they've launched a booster, like a reusable booster. So this is the 6th time that this booster has been launched into space and hopefully recovered as well. They are going to be landing this booster about 300 miles out into the Florida coast, or off the Florida coast. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Not much more than that. It's super simple. Well, I mean, rocket science is not simple, but in the terms of the launch, it's pretty simple. The main booster, the second stage, the fairing halves, and then the satellites are housed within the fairing. Today we have 58 Starlink satellites, and I believe, let's see, then there's 3 other SkySats that are on board today's payload. They're going to be deployed at 12 minutes and 32 seconds after launch. So stick around. We're going to be waiting for that. I don't know if I'm going to stay live for... Oh, I'm not going to stay live because Starlink 10 doesn't deploy until 45 minutes after launch. But we will stay live to see if we can't get SkySat 20 or the SkySats deployed on video, and we will of course be watching that first stage landing at 8 + 8 minutes. Again, we are T-minus 8 minutes until launch. Welcome, Richard. Yes, I do, Richard. Yes, I do. So there are the Starlink satellites through SpaceX. The satellites on board are going to be for global internet. So they're going to create a satellite... They're going to create a satellite constellation around the entire... Actually, I can show you the little diagram here. We do have that power. So they're going to create a constellation around the entire Earth. I know there was a bunch of... not conspiracy because it was actually making a difference, but they were very bright and in the night sky, and there's so many of them that they were starting to cause issues with astrophotographers like me. But they just created a sun shield or sun kind of screen or protector that should help quite a bit. And the last launch, Starlink 9 that we covered, they actually all have that shield or sun protector or whatever you want to call it on them. And this launch does as well.
You can see it there on your screen.
So let's listen in, see what we got.
50 nautical miles.
Actually, pause it for a second. I know I asked this quite a bit, but we are T-minus 6 minutes and 40 seconds until launch. If you can, please share this with all your friends and family because this launch isn't one you're going to want to miss. We do these kind of things all the time, so if you're not a friend with me on Facebook already, this is just my personal page, so please make sure to add me on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, which I know there's quite a few of you out there that are, please like and subscribe. We're going to do this stuff all the time, no matter what, all the rocket launches that we can. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So T-minus 6 minutes until launch, so please make sure to share it with all your friends and family so they can watch this amazing launch as well. It's a gorgeous Florida morning, and this is going to be launching from Cape Canaveral down in Florida. So let's do this. Let's listen in.
Earlier, Planet's SkySats will deploy sequentially at about 12 minutes and 30 seconds after liftoff, and our Starlink satellites will deploy around T plus 46 minutes.
We should see that deployment.
The
satellite and the second stage, the satellites in the second stage go within a point where they have communication blackout. I don't know exactly what time because it's the trajectory is different each time, and the blackout is a little different each time. But we should see that deployment at 12 minutes 32 seconds for the SkySats. There's 3 SkySats on board, and then there's 58 Starlink satellites on board. We should see that deployment at plus 12 minutes. But we'll definitely check it out. 7:10 mark. I have a feed from YouTube and it's saying 7:10 mark. I'm completely up to date, so it should be 5 minutes and 20 seconds. That should be pretty on time. I mean, there's like a couple second delay from me, but nothing too crazy.
Continue on to orbit. The fairing halves that we're using today previously flew on the Starlink mission that we launched earlier this year in January. We will be attempting to recover our
setting the mission control audio, making sure we have that.
Ships, which you can see there on your screen, Ms. Chief and Ms. Tree.
So those are the boats that they're going to try to recover the fairings on.
Or roughly 2 minutes before landing, the recovery team will perform a poll to confirm if we're good to make a safe catch attempt. As you might imagine, weather plays a big factor.
Good morning, everybody, again. Welcome.
Catch attempt, as it can impact.
Welcome to my stream. Today we're watching the SpaceX Starlink 10 mission. They're going to be launching 58 more satellites for the Starlink constellation, as well as 3 SkySats for, I believe it's called Planet Lab. I believe that's the company that made those ones. It's going to be great. We are currently T-minus 4 minutes until launch. We're currently go for launch. The launch vehicle is looking good. The weather's looking good. And we are go for launch. So make sure to share with all your friends and family so they can watch this amazing launch as well. As we get closer to launch, I will stay quiet. And then as soon as the launch happens, make sure to stick around because there's still a lot to view. That first stage landing, that fairing separation in the atmosphere. It's just lots of great stuff coming up. Then we're going to try to look at satellite deployment at 12 minutes and 32 seconds, which is going to be amazing as well, as long as the vehicle is not in communication blackout at that time, which I'm not sure if it will be. But we're gonna watch, and if not, we'll end the live stream at plus 12 minutes. Again, we're T-minus 3 minutes and 17 seconds till launch. Welcome, everybody. If you're new here, I'm going to say this one last time before we launch. My name is Chris Bakley. I'm an astrophotographer from New Jersey, but we love to go live here on Facebook and YouTube with all these amazing space happenings, basically. So rocket launches, meteor showers, absolutely anything that happens in the night sky. If you're new here on Facebook, make sure to add me. I just do this on my personal page. And if you're on YouTube, then please like and subscribe because we're going to do this stuff all the time. So let's stay quiet here. Let's turn this up and let's listen to all this amazingness that's about to happen. T-minus just about 2 minutes and 40 seconds until launch. Let's do this.
Send your resume to softwarejobs@spacex.com if you're interested in joining our team. So right now we are just under 2.5 minutes from liftoff, and Falcon 9.
Gorgeous day there. This is gonna be a gorgeous launch.
Right now, the
yes,
first and second stages are
always so
loaded,
exciting.
are nearly fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen.
And all that venting that you're seeing coming off the rocket is perfectly fine and normal. It's just to make sure that the pressures within the rocket are all good. So all that's completely normal. Just want to make sure you guys knew that, so that way you're like, no, the rocket. No matter how many times I do these launches, I always get butterflies at this point. And we normally sing a No Scrub song, but we're not going to need it today because we are going to have a successful launch and a on-time launch today. And it's just about T-minus 1 minute and 40 seconds. One last time before we launch. If you're just joining, welcome. My name is Chris Bakley. We like to do these kind of space happenings on Facebook and YouTube, and I like to give you guys a little bit of a unique experience to where you guys can ask questions and all sorts of things. Today's mission is through SpaceX, and it's for their Starlink satellites, which will create a global a constellation of satellites for global Wi-Fi. So incredibly cool. Let's do this. T-minus just about a minute. Let's listen in.
Liftoff will be commanded to the vehicle at T-minus 0.
Please stick around after launch because there's so much more to go on after launch. Let's do this.
Payload and the Planet payloads continue to look healthy. Falcon 9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. Weather continues to look good.
Let's do this.
The range is green for launch.
Falcon 9's in. Startup 9's in. Startup.
Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of an echo because we do have mission control. We're going to listen to the sounds of the rocket through the main live stream, and then I'll mute the main live stream, and we'll just go off mission control and the call-outs, all right? So that's what we'll do.
Go for launch.
So there's a little bit of an echo. Don't mind that. We're going to listen to that beautiful rocket engine's roar, and then we'll switch over to just the main mission control audio. So there's an echo. Sorry about that. Actually, I can mute it really quick and then go back to it. Actually, no, we won't.
Okay, so we're in the final phases of the countdown.
Let's do this. T-minus 15 seconds until launch. Always so exciting. Let's do this.
10, 9,
yes.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Sorry about the echo.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Whoa.
Good Starlink.
Yes. Whoa. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. My goodness. Yes. Gorgeous. All right, give it a couple more seconds, then we'll switch over to just mission control audio. And then I'll tell you guys what we're looking out for.
A successful liftoff of Falcon.
Okay, we're gonna mute it there, and we're just gonna listen to the mission control audio. We're coming up at 1 minute 12 seconds. We're looking for max Q, which is the moment of peak mechanical stress on the rocket, happening at 1 minute and 12 seconds. There we go. It should be having it right there. Wow, look at those visuals. Whew. Goodness, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Supersonic.
Congratulations to SpaceX. Another beautiful launch, and I can't wait to watch that first stage booster landing coming up at 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Lots to go on, so please stick around. Max Q, moment of peak mechanical stress on the vehicle, and we are looking good. Wonderful, wonderful. Next, we're going to be looking for the main engine cutoff, which will be MECO, happening at 2 minutes, 33 seconds. And then shortly after that, the first and the second stage will separate. The first stage will make its way back to Earth, and the second stage will ignite, bringing the satellites into orbit. So that's all coming up in just under 30 seconds. Thanks, everybody who joined and watched. Please stick around. There's still so much more to view. Lots more to come. We're just about 10 minutes until the first satellite deployment. We're going to try to view that. And we'll have the first stage booster landing, all sorts of things. So stick around. This is going to be really great. Congratulations to SpaceX on that beautiful, successful launch. Again, 2 minutes and 33 seconds. The main engine will cut off. The first and the second stage will separate. The first stage will make its way back to Earth onto that drone ship, and the second stage will continue on with the satellites into orbit. We got that coming up, and just about right now, the first and second stage will separate. Coming up, 3, 2, 1. It's coming. It's coming.
Stage separation.
There we go. First and second stage will separate. The first stage will make its way back to Earth, and it will be on the left side of the screen. And the second stage is on the right side, and it will ignite and bring the satellites into orbit. So the left side of that screen is the first stage booster making its way back to Earth. And again, the right side is the second stage igniting, bringing the satellites into orbit. If they successfully land this booster, this will be the sixth time that they landed this particular booster. So talk about reusability. We're landing these boosters and we're reusing them just about 6 times. So fairing deployment, the fairing separated from the satellites, and those fairings will make their way back to Earth and try to be caught by those 2 huge ships. All right, so now we're just kind of in a coast phase at this point. Nothing else will happen until 7 minutes. So thank you all for joining. We do have a lot still to happen. We're going to try to view the satellite deployment happening at 12 minutes, 32 seconds. I don't know if the launch vehicle will be in a communications blackout at that time, but we're going to sit here and watch. Signal. So we're good. Again, the first stage booster is making its way back to Earth. You're going to be seeing lots of little thrusters and see boosters there, just little thrusts coming out of the rocket. And then we'll have a main entry burn happening at just before 7 minutes. The main entry burn is to slow the rocket down as it's making its way back through the atmosphere. It needs to slow down to... It's super harsh conditions coming back through the atmosphere, just as bad as it is going up. So you're going to need to slow that rocket down in order to make it through that intense atmosphere without burning up, basically. Let me move my camera just a little bit so you guys can see speed.
Impact propulsion is nominal.
There we go. Everything is looking good. Again, we're going to be looking for that first stage entry burn to happen just before 7 minutes. Shortly after that, about a minute after that, we will be watching the first stage land on that drone ship, and then we are going to wait for satellite deployment, which should happen around 12 minutes and 32 seconds. We should be able to see that, but the launch vehicle might be in that communications blackout, and then we might not be able to see it. So we'll stick around. We'll try to view it there. Beautiful view in Orlando. Awesome. I'm so glad you were able to see it. That's just incredible. Can't wait to get down there very soon to capture it for myself and to share these live streams live from the launch site. So that's something that I'm working on. And if this year didn't happen the way it did, I would be down there sharing these live streams through down there at the launch site, through the press site. So incredibly exciting. Thanks, Denise. Thank you. Always enjoy doing these live streams. They're so much fun, and I enjoy them more than words can describe. I'm glad that my internet stayed connected for this time, but I am going to have Comcast come out this week and make sure to give it a double check because that last live stream did fail. But this one's looking good. We're all good. Audio's good. We're good. Video's good. Everything's good. Again, if you're just joining, we just watched SpaceX successfully launch their 10th Starlink mission. Starlink is a satellite constellation that will give global Wi-Fi for the entire Earth. So incredibly cool. Wi-Fi is something that everybody uses every single day. So it's definitely a really great quality of life, and it's going to be great. Currently, we're watching the left side of the screen is the first stage making its way back to Earth. You'll see that entry burn happen in just a second for that first stage. The entry burn is to slow the rocket down and safely make its way through the atmosphere. The right side of the screen is the second stage of that rocket making its way into orbit with the satellites. We're going to have deployment at 12 minutes and 32 seconds. I don't know if
FTS is saved.
Okay, so let's do this. The first stage is going to start its entry burn. There we go. That's just to slow the rocket down so that way it can make its way through that harsh atmosphere. Make sure that it doesn't burn up, basically, to slow it down. Make sure it's good. Awesome. Everybody, so many Florida people in here, welcome. Hopefully you guys all got a chance to get out there and view this launch as well.
Stage 1, entry burn shutdown.
Perfect. So now that rocket is slowed down enough to where it's going to slow down even more, and then it will land on that drone ship. We're going to have SECO, so the second engine cutoff coming up at 8 minutes and 51 seconds. But before then, we'll have the first stage landing coming up at 8 minutes and 42 seconds. And we'll be able to see that, and then we'll wait for satellite deployment. So if you're still here, make sure to stick around. We did watch that launch. The launch has happened successfully, but now there's still a bunch to watch. And then we will end the live stream there. So thank you all for joining. One last time, thank you. My name is Chris Bakley. We like to cover all these space happenings. If you're new to my Facebook, please make sure to send me a friend request. This is just my personal page. And if you're new to Facebook or YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. We do this kind of stuff all the time. Again, coming up, 8 minutes, just about 42 seconds until that first stage landing on that drone ship. Just about 300 miles off the coast of Florida. I don't know which one they're using today. There's 2 drone ships. I believe they're using the Of Course I Still Love You drone ship, but I could be wrong. It might be they Just Read the Instructions drone ship. Always such fun names with those drone ships. Coming up.
Stage 1, landing burn.
There we go. You're going to see that area light up because of that landing burn, and then we'll watch that landing. So here we go. Let's watch this. Let's do this.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
It's coming.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Here we go. Wonderful. Awesome. Wonderful. The video was perfect. What an absolutely amazing scene.
Stage 1, landing confirmed.
That's the 6th time that they've launched and landed that particular booster, and that is a record for SpaceX. So congratulations to SpaceX on that landing and launch. Absolutely gorgeous. We're gonna have SECO, our second engine cutoff. It should have already happened right now. Satellite deployment is in 3 minutes, but I think they're in a communications blackout because we cannot see it anymore. Let's listen in.
Information of second engine cutoff, or SECO 1. And we also have confirmation of a good orbit. So now that stage 2 is going to coast in this orbit for another 3.5 minutes, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back at T plus 12 minutes for the deployment of Planet's 3 SkySats.
Okay, so we're going to stick around and see if we can't get that deployment. It's just a few more minutes, and then we'll end the live stream there. The actual Starlink satellites are going to deploy T plus 45 minutes, so I'm not going to be able to stay live that entire time. But thank you so much for joining me, everybody. We're just a few minutes out from that satellite deployment. Another successful launch. Thank you for joining. It's always incredible and so much fun. Hopefully once everything that's going on in the world is done, I'm able to go to these launches and be able to share with you guys a live view, a unique live view, actually from the press site of all these launch sites. So it's going to be really fun. So we go live here, we test out everything, and it's super duper fun. So thank you, everybody. I see a lot of you out there. Thank you so much. We're just a couple minutes away from 2 minutes away from that satellite deployment. Let's see if we can't get live visuals of that. If not, as I said, there is no visuals right now because they are in that communications blackout with the vehicle, but we might be able to see it. I don't know. We'll stay live for another 2 minutes, and then I'll end the live stream there. Oh, no, we do. We do have it. Wonderful. We are going to see that. We are going to see that. Yes. Awesome. Perfect. So that's going to happen at T plus 12 minutes and 32 seconds. So it's coming up. Just about 1 minute 15 seconds until those first satellites are deployed. Yes, we are going to see that. Yes, there we go. Here we go. We are going to see that today. That's wonderful. We haven't had a satellite deployment in a little bit because it's normally plus 45 minutes after launch, as today's is for the Starlink satellites, but at least we get to see a few deployed today. Let's do this. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. And they'll all deploy at the same time. You'll see them like a little train going. And then we'll end the live stream there. So it'll take about a minute for all three to deploy. It's just about a minute. Coming up on that in just 30 seconds, we'll see those satellites deploy. Awesome, Julia. Thank you for joining. What a great launch. Thank you so much for joining. This has been awesome. We are just about 1 minute or 20 seconds away from that satellite deployment. And you'll see them at the edge here, so you'll see them right about here. Right there. I don't know where my cursor is, but right about there. If you're just joining, we watched the successful launch of SpaceX's 10th Starlink mission. Now we're waiting for deployment of the SkySats, and then this whole line is 58 Starlink satellites here. This whole, I don't know what they call it. I guess they call it like...
SkySat 21 deploy confirmed.
You should see them right here. There they go. Yes! Congratulations to I believe it's called Planet Lab or SkySats. That is wonderful. So over the course of the next minute, those three satellites will deploy and go into their correct orbit. So you'll see them right there. That's one, then a second one, and then there will be a third one. After those deploy, we'll end the live stream there, and we'll try to go over what's to come.
20 deploy confirmed.
Awesome. And then one more satellite to deploy, which is SkySat 19, coming up in just a few seconds. Should be right now. SkySat 19 will deploy.
And SkySat 19 deploy confirmed.
Wonderful. Such amazing visuals. That is incredible. Thank you all for joining me on this launch. This has been another great launch. As you can see, they're right there, fading into the blackness, or the darkness, darkness of space. I guess it is blackness too. That's a word. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna end the live stream there. Let's go back to my main screen and let's mute everything so we don't have any background noises. All right, so thank you all for joining me this morning on that wonderful launch of the SpaceX Starlink 10 launch. Another gorgeous launch by SpaceX. Congratulations to all the teams involved. That was absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look and see what we have to look forward to. Let's see if I can't get that. So we got like another week or so to go on the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy launch. That's going to be a great launch, but it is going to be at 1:30 a.m. unfortunately, Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll have another SpaceX Falcon 9 launch coming up on Thursday, August 27th. Let me see what time that one is. So 7:19 p.m. on Thursday, August 27th. That's going to be a great one. And it's going to be a new, that's going to be really, really great. And then we have a rocket lab coming up from Wallops. Yes, Wallops, the Wallops in our backyard, the rockets that we see fly through our sky all the time here in New Jersey. That's going to be Sunday, August 30th, a projected launch time. So I think that's it for me, everybody. As always, keep looking up. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, if you're new here, please add me on Facebook. This is my personal Facebook page. We like to do this stuff all the time. And if you're new to my YouTube, please like and subscribe because we're going to be doing this stuff all the time. And you're not going to want to miss it because it is awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And as always, keep looking up. Thank you so much.